Menendez brothers might be getting out of prison, and who knows if they're getting out of prison because of people with money, maybe because it's a district attorney election year, because we know Gascon is up for re-election, and Kim Kardashian posted that they need to get out of prison, or that they need to look at their case, and they did have a very compelling documentary and compelling movie on Netflix. Both of them I watched. Shower scene with the actor that played this one. We're at the same agency. Hi, cute ass. No, not sure I'm with the swirl just yet. I know you are.
That's
You
Rob.
swirling. You and Rob are the swirl.
No, Rob's crush is the shower scene guy.
Yeah, well, we're at the same agency. I can get him first.
Oh.
Either way, the Menendez brothers have been taking over the news cycle ever since Ryan Murphy debuted his Netflix series Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story. Now, I'm going to tell you, I watched the entire series in one day. Riveting. And I lived through the actual trial. They were on trial almost at the same time as O.J. Simpson. This is before we had reality TV. We didn't have Paris and Nicole Hilton off doing their thing with The Simple Life. This was reality TV. And this was when crime TV was born, that we started watching these lives of people who were just pure train wrecks. And we were all saying, oh my God, so glad we're not these people. Well, they may not be these people anymore, because even though they murdered their families, it looks like they may be getting out. The true crime documentary follows the story of the brothers who were convicted of the 1989 murders of their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez. Let me show you a photo of the family during happier times. Okay, this was the photo before they blew their heads off.
Oh, God.
Got it, blunt. Now, no, go back to the photo real quick. That dad, just to put in context for all of you who are saying they killed their parents, they should be in there, was fucking his children, and Miss Kitty Cat knew it, did nothing about it, and then I think she was doing some naked weird stuff with the kids too, and then they started having sex with each other. Whole family fucked up because of daddy here. Weirdo. And I ain't disrespecting the dead, I'm disrespecting a weirdo. Now, here's a photo of the brothers as of October 10th, 2024. Okay. Now, the one with no hair was the one that was in this thing losing all his hair. By the way, no matter when it was, you guys never looked as good as the actors that are playing you. So Ryan Murphy is having his whole life, because he's an older white gay, successfully gay man in Hollywood, that, he gets to cast who he gets to cast. I just hope it's, no funny business going over there, but he does a really good job of casting the most attractive people, because I'm going to tell you right now, the real reason why we're getting these guys out isn't just because we feel sorry for them. It's because those guys in the movie were hot and they created so much buzz, like to where social media has gone crazy. It's the fact that these guys killed their parents. Now, yes, they had a bad trial, unfair trial, and yes, they probably should have never went to prison, but they've been in prison so long. It's like, why now? Because we saw the movie. Well, following Ryan Murphy's Menendez Brothers series, Kim Kardashian has been advocating for them, like I said, and she's been talking about them getting out of prison. In early October, she even wrote a personal essay for NBC News. Kim Kardashian writing an essay. It's giving AI. I don't.
It's giving ChatGPT.
Right? It's giving like your nanny raises your kids. You get somebody to write your
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kim Kardashian writes an essay. I didn't see that on Hollywood Unlocked. Well, anyway, she wrote it for NBC News.
Allegedly.
Ending her lengthy letter, she wrote, "We owe it to those little boys who lost their childhoods, who never had a chance to be heard, helped, or saved." Well, why don't you write that letter about Kamala Harris getting elected because of the lives that were almost lost at the hands of Donald Trump, who wanted to have them execute the Central Park Five? Well, at least you're doing something positive, Kim. I'm going to go ahead and not be a hater because, I was skimming through my notes. Get it? Skim?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Skims.
Yeah, I got it.
I love that you're using your voice for a positive thing. On a red carpet weeks later, Kim Kardashian pled that the brothers again be freed. And she told Variety this. Listen.
Do you think they're going to get out?
I hope they're going to get out.
Why do you want them to get out?
Because I think that they never got a fair second trial, and I feel like ever since, for me, watching Ryan Murphy's Monster show, it really opened up and showed me so much about abuse, and I feel like they just never had that fair chance. And imagine if no one believed you. And the charge that the sentence that they've been in for almost 35 years. That's more than, a first-degree murder charge. So I think that to have life without the possibility of parole, without the possibility, to me, is so unjust and so unfair. And so I do believe that I'm someone that believes in second chances, and I really believe in them.
I mean, you got to give Kim some credit that she's now using her platform for good. And, I'm glad that she does have the influence to get people to pay attention. Now, joining Kim Kardashian and other social media users calling for the release of the Menendez brothers is now Los Angeles District Attorney, and his name is George Gascon, who recommends resentencing Eric and Lyle. Now, if you resentence them, they can get time served because they've served 34 years. Do you think they deserve another chance?
I do. I was never familiar with this case, and I obviously watched the special. I did my research, but I never even knew the Gypsy Rose case, but now that she's free and she's gone, out free, I feel like they should definitely.
But the difference is that Gypsy, who killed her mother, who was doing the whole abusive stuff to her, she did her sentence. She did her time. Their time is life. They just got an unfair trial because they went through trial twice, and they had a deadlock or a hung jury. Then the judge made them have a very unfair trial, and then they were found guilty. 34 years, recent time served. Okay, you killed both your parents, you're out.
Yeah, I think
they're gonna write movies, get money, and they're gonna be rich.
Yeah, they should. They should be rich. They went through a lot. I agree with Kim. They had no childhood.
Mark my words and remember this, please, only because I never get enough credit for knowing what I'm talking about. Kim Kardashian later applauded the LA District Attorney for his resentencing recommendation. Gascon said this.
I have to tell you that after a very careful review of all the arguments that were made for people on both sides of this equation, I came to a place where I believe that under the law, resentencing is appropriate. And I am going to recommend that to a court tomorrow. What that means in this particular case is that we're going to recommend to the court that the life without the possibility of parole be removed and that they will be sentenced for murder, which, because there are two murders involved, that will be 50 years to life. However, because of their age, under the law, since they were under 26 years of age at the time that these crimes occurred, they will be eligible for parole immediately.
He said after a bunch of meetings. Now, I will say, I know that they met with the family who wants them released. I know that they met with Kim Kardashian. But I think the meeting was with the Kardashians, because in order for him to get elected, he's going to need money, he's going to need notoriety, he's going to need people to get behind him. And who has social clout like the Kardashians? Remember, that's what happened when Mayor Karen Bass was running against Ron Caruso, the billionaire who went from a Republican to a Democrat to win. He ended up losing, but he had the support of Kim Kardashian and Snoop Dogg. A lot of people thought, oh, he must have paid for it. Well, we know how politics work. Why? Because I'm the councilman. Well, Kim Kardashian applauded the district attorney, and this is what she said. She said a lot. I'm going to let y'all read it real quick. But, she was saying that they were granted a second chance at life and will wake up tomorrow finally eligible for a parole hearing, which means she knew. Now, here's another picture of what she said. Eric and Lyle are immediately eligible for parole now that their sentence has been reduced to 50 years to life. In 2015, a bill was passed in California allowing individuals sentenced to life in prison before the age of 25 to seek parole after serving 25 years. They gonna get out. And Kim is going to support Gascon in his reelection. Remember I told y'all that, because I'm going to come back here and show you.
I didn't even think about that.
Prisons, politics, it's all a business, which I'm learning. So anyway, we'll see. Goodbye. We cannot afford another 4 years under Donald Trump. Last time he was in office, the amount of Black Americans without health insurance spiked and our unemployment rate skyrocketed. Not to mention his botched response to COVID-19 cost us our lives and our businesses. And on a personal note, My sister was one of those people who died from COVID-19. His Project 2025 agenda would make things even worse. He plans to cut Medicare, Social Security, and overtime pay, raise our taxes while giving tax cuts to billionaires, and grant blanket immunity to police officers who commit crimes. Our lives and the livelihoods of all of us are at stake in this election, and we need to show up, and we need to vote for Kamala Harris. And although this is paid for by Harris for president, I agree with everything I just said.